Good day, everybody. Attorney Greg Lake here. Welcome to the Entheogenic Esquire YouTube channel and podcast. I'm grateful everyone's here today. I know I was supposed to do a live today. Got kind of busy with the law office and wasn't able to do a full live. I do want to do a very quick update on a few items that I've seen in regards to the E-Tein files. That's what we're going to be calling it here, the E-Tein files, because I'm sure as many people are aware, the algorithms aren't really liking the content that really list out the full name there. So E-Tein on this channel. But as we're aware, and I spoke of in my last live session, a whole like 3 million, I think it was 3 million documents were released from the E-Tein files. And obviously, this release, like all the other ones, is way late, way tardy based upon the statute, the Epstein Files Transparency Act statute. Remember, it had like a 30-day turnaround time. We're obviously way outside this window, and so the timing of it obviously is very, very late. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are seeing content or have seen other stories talking about the redactions. If you can recall back to my last live stream, we talked about the actual law had certain rules as it relates to the redactions. And so I'm not going to go back into all those right now, but just to say that it's very clear here that those rules within the law were very much violated in that what are you going to say? That's right. It redacts, okay, so it redacts the name of perpetrators pretty much left and right, okay, which were not supposed to be redacted, remember, because the one rule said that, any kind of embarrassment or, a political connected person, whatever that might be, is not grounds for redacting people's names. Yet this release was full of those types of redactions. Also, the victims' names were supposed to be redacted, yet we see so many instances in this release where the actual victims' names were released. Moreover, there's a lot of senseless redactions, meaning that there are a lot of words and phrases that have been redacted, and when you look at in context, it just really makes no sense, meaning that it doesn't look like in context that anything was there to justify a redaction. And so, when you kind of look at this in the, larger picture, what is the strategy here? Well, one other thing I want to mention, y'all have probably heard, is that part of this files release also included portions or notes from the FBI's call center. So I guess when the E-Tein thing first came up, they opened it up for calls of people who had been victims or had information. And so the FBI obviously took or fielded a ton of calls and took notes. And so those notes are part of this release. And when we look at them, obviously, we don't know from our position whether these things are true or not, obviously. And a lot of it looks very outlandish, the accusations or allegations in these phone calls. Now, when we look at a lot of the other stuff that we feel pretty confident, and I'm going to do a more detailed live stream video on these specific things, but when I look at a lot of the other stuff that seems to be pretty legitimate, I mean, it's crazy, and I'm sure y'all seen that too. And so when I'm looking back at these call center notes, it kind of makes it hard to really sort out what might be for sure false versus what's true. I think that release, those call center notes mixed with these random redactions, is really an attempt to cause confusion. And particularly with the call center logs, I think I've already seen the DOJ doing this, is basically using the craziness in a lot of the unbelievable portions of the call log release as a way to try to throw doubt on the veracity of all of it, okay? And so I just want to make sure my subscribers here on my channel aren't falling into that trap. Please understand that all the allegations in the E-Tein files need to be examined both in the context in the files and in the context of what we know from other outside evidentiary sources when assessing whether it's really true or not. Please don't fall in the trap of, hey, here goes some crazy allegations that seem totally not true. Therefore, everything else in these files is nothing to see here, ladies and gentlemen. So I just don't want my people, we have a high IQ outfit here, falling into that trap. And I'm going to go into this in another live stream, but just wanted to bring it up. I read an article or saw a video the other day where Trump is is alleging that he's going to be suing the E-Tein estate. And so I'm going to look into that and see what exactly is going on there and report back to it. But I can just tell you now, in my view, it's pretty ridiculous, just the thought of that. I do want to say here at the end too is that when we first heard about these E-Tein files from the Department of Justice way back when, it was stated that there's 6 million documents or pieces of data in the file. To date, there's only been approximately 3 million released. So the question obviously is, well, where are these other 3 millions? And moreover, both Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie, the representatives in Congress that are responsible for getting all this released, have questions about a lot of the redactions too, as I just discussed. And so I saw a segment the other day. I'll look into this a bit more. But apparently Todd Blanche at the Department of Justice, who works under Pam Bondi, has agreed to allow Khanna and Massie and their staff to come physically to the DOJ to do, I guess, a secondary, more robust audit of the release files. And so stay tuned for that. I'll be covering that. I will be doing a live stream tomorrow. I'll be getting back to it. I do apologize. Like I said, I had a few things from the law office pop up, and I kind of had a moment where I had to sort myself out. Looking forward, this channel is going to be taking a lot of my time. And so just mentally, I'm getting prepared and committed spiritually, internally to really dedicate to this. And so some of the time I've taken over the last day has really just been me mentally sorting all that out. And so thank you all for your patience. I love you. Thank you very much. And again, I'll be back tomorrow with the live stream. I've got some good stuff with Tyler Robinson's case, including some commentary on the court appearance. So anyways, thank you all very much. I hope you're having a safe, happy, and blessed week. And I will be back. See y'all tomorrow. Much love.